All right, so it's officially time to start trapping here on the farm. It is January 12th this morning, and for the next week to 2 weeks, I'm gonna be trapping here, predominantly going after raccoons, but I might also catch feral cats, possums, skunks, fishers, foxes, and that's probably about it. Obviously, can't keep all of those creatures because they're not all in season. The fishers and the foxes, for example, would have to be let go. But the trail cameras that we have on the farm here have been picking up a lot of raccoons. They were picking up a lot of them last year, and I caught a few of them during trapping season, and I'm looking to catch a few more now. So I have 8 cage traps that I have to set up today. The majority of them are the Duke cage traps, and I also have some Havahart and some country line ones as well, which tend to not do that well. Whatever tends to go into those traps tends to break them. So I'm gonna put them in locations that I'm not quite expecting to catch anything. And the higher quality traps like these Duke traps are gonna be going in the main areas. Most of the spots I'm gonna be setting up are gonna be in the same general areas that I set them up last year, if you guys watched the trapping video from last year. Weather's supposed to be nice, it's supposed to be warmer for the first week, up in the 40s, so raccoons and such should be moving around well. The main reason why I'm doing this, except to get some predators off of the farm and to prevent them from causing problems with the livestock later in the season, is I like to render down the raccoon fat into cooking oil to make raccoon grease. I much prefer doing it with bear fat, but I didn't get a bear this year, so I'm running out of cooking oil, so hopefully I get some raccoons so I can restock this year's supply of cooking oil. So time for me to head back to the first location and we'll be setting up 2 traps. I'll see you guys there. So right in the woods here is where we're going to be setting up the first trap. Last year I had a lot of raccoon activity in here, but the trap that I had in here, which was one of the Havahart traps, the raccoons kept figuring out how to set the trap off without actually going into it. So switching to one of the bigger Duke traps this time, hopefully that helps. But for you guys that didn't see the video last year, one of the field pastures is back here, and there is a game trail that runs right out of the field or into the field, right into the woods, right over here. So we go into the woods over here. But yeah, the raccoons come off this hill from this big trash pile that the previous farm owners left here, and they cross through here and either typically come out to the field or they go back over to where the other traps are going to be. So probably gonna set it up either over by all these old tires or right here where it was last year. All right, so in the past, they came from this side and went over this rock to the trap on the other side here. So I think I'm just gonna put them up against these vines right here so they can't come from the back end, and hopefully they'll walk right into the trap. Then I have to find a tree, put the trail camera on, probably one of the ones right back here or the one right here. I'll figure it out. But I'll show you what I'm using for bait. Each trap's gonna get 3 parts of bait. It's got a pheasant wing, a can of sardines, and a scoop of this Cavan's Minnesota brand Terminator trap bait. I haven't used this before, but it says it's used for fox, bobcat, coyotes, raccoon, otter, and mink, which I'm hunting raccoons, so that should work. The pheasant wing's more for visual, and the rest is for the actual scent to lure the raccoons into the trap. So let me get this first one set up and I'll show you guys when I'm done. All right, so the first cage is set. It's right here. Got it covered up by the vines in the back and some sticks on the side. Trail camera is on this tree, I think, right here, facing right down at it. So hopefully some raccoons show up to it. But let's get on to the second spot. We're gonna be putting 2 traps. All right, second location. You guys might recognize this spot a little bit from the deer season. One of the cell cameras is right here. That comes out of the back field where I got one of my shotgun does. And for you guys that saw the muzzleloader video, this is the path that Big Buck walked out on right before I saw him the last couple minutes of shooting light. So what the raccoons do here is there's a creek that runs under the road right here, and they come from this side and cross the road right along the creek here in this little gap. The 6 creatures we caught last year, the 4 raccoons and the 2 fishers, 3 of the raccoons and 1 of the fisher was caught here. So a majority of the creatures were caught in this location. That might change with the first spot we set up this year, but we shall see. But I'm gonna put one of the big Duke traps on this side and one of the little ones on the entrance side where they come from out there. All right, so these 2 traps are set. That's the first one I just set up. And the second one is over by the creek right over here. So just gonna set the trail camera up quick, and then on to setting up some of the secondary spots. Alright, so here's this one right on this field edge here. Animals tend to come out from on top of this hill and around the edge here and then go down to the farm pond that's down this way. I have a trail camera set up on the fence right here, but I keep saying that there's no card even though there is a card in there, so we'll see what happens with that. But onto the other side of the farm on the main location. Alright, so this is the area we're going to be setting up the last two traps. Last year we caught one of the raccoons and one of the fishers in here. And as you can see where Jasmine is right now, there's a deer leg right here. And that's an upcoming trail camera video that I'll be showing you guys. Seeing what came down and ate this deer carcass from the last deer that I got during the muzzleloader season. But because that's been here, I'm imagining that a lot of scavengers have been coming down in here. They're going to be checking through this area. So I'm going to be setting up two traps, as I said. One of them right on this side here. And one of them, well, it was right under this little holly tree last year, but it looks like a tree has fallen on that. So I'll figure it out and move it around, put it somewhere over here. All right, so the last two traps are set. There's one of them, trail camera's right on this tree, not looking directly at the trap because if anything goes in there, I don't want to take endless photos all night of whatever's sitting in the trap. So it's looking over that trap. We're generally looking in this area between the two traps. And then the second one is right here next to that little holly tree. So that's 8 traps set out. Hopefully we have something come in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so we're back on the farm. It's the morning of day one. Let's see if we've got anything in the traps. All right, well, we've got something in this trap over here that's on this rock wall edge. It's a skunk. I really wasn't expecting to catch a skunk out here this time of year because I never see them on trail camera. But I'll show you him quick. I ain't gonna get too close to him. There he is in there. I don't know if you can see him. His little white face. Oh, you're right. That was a big one too. See? There he is. But I'm just gonna leave him in here for now, and I'm gonna come back once I sight in this air rifle, and then I'll end up dispatching him. Hopefully he doesn't spray, so that I can get him home. All right, well, the trap that I put up against the brooder houses here is closed, so I guess we'll see what's in this one. What do you got? Oh, it's a cat. It's a feral cat. You're all right, buddy. You're all right. That's a pretty one too. Big guy. Yep, I've been seeing this guy on trail camera for the last couple months. You're right. It's a shame that these guys are out here in the wild like this. Yeah, you're right. Jasmine is quite interested in this one. The population of feral cats here has gone up and down over the years, and when their population gets high, they are a real menace on the animals, especially the small livestock like the baby chicks and the turkeys when they're younger. I mean, they like to just reach through any little gap that they can, any little piece of chicken wire, grab the leg of a small animal, and they would just rip it right through with the animal still alive. So I've seen many chickens and turkeys on this farm, the time that I worked here, have a leg amputated while they're still alive from the cats. And when their populations are high and they're hungry, they start busting through chicken wire like it's nothing. So it's on to the next trap. All right, well, I put a few rounds in that skunk and then I went to check the other 2 traps, which were both empty. He looks like he's dead. I'm gonna slowly move up there and make sure that's the case before I show you guys the skunk. He sprayed a little bit, I can smell him in the air, but it's not too bad. So guess we'll see about whether or not I'm gonna skin this guy or not. It's definitely a big skunk. Yeah, he's done. All right, I can take him out. All right, well, here he is. A nice big skunk. Beautiful coat on him. Yeah. I don't know where the shots hit. I'm not really too determined to figure it out. He really doesn't smell that bad though. I mean, a little bit of spray probably came out there, but as I said, I don't have a knife with me and I only have my SUV, so I am not gonna put this guy in the back of the SUV. I'm gonna leave him sitting somewhere until tomorrow, somewhere hidden away so that crows and ravens and stuff don't mess around with him. And I'll take care of him tomorrow. But that's it for day 1. See you guys on day 2. All right, day 2 of checking the traps. It's a lot warmer today. It's about 48 degrees right now and sunny. My dad's here with me today. He's not going with me to these first 2 traps that are on this side of the farm, but he'll be with me for the rest of them. So, see what we got. Yep, we got something. Both doors are closed, and I can see something in the further trap. Both cats. Both feral cats. Oh my God. And there's 2 cats in one of them. Oh my, Jesus. What is going on here? 3 feral cats? All right. All right. It's okay, little guy. They look like kittens. Hard to tell, though. Sorry, guys. It's all right. I'm sorry. Jeez. That's crazy. It must all be one litter, my guess, if they're all together like this. I don't usually see that very often. They're not big, they're small. Well, with these guys, I'll see what I can do. The one thing about feral cats is once they get to adulthood, they are incredibly difficult to tame. So, see if anyone wants them, but it is what it is. I just want to get them out of the woods and help the farm and help the native wildlife here. All right, gonna go check the other traps, and then we'll go back and set those traps that the feral cats are in afterward. Oh, yep, just checking this one in the back, and there's another skunk. We have a skunk. Yeah, looks like a big one. Yeah. Just set up the trail camera on this one yesterday, so I wonder if it caught it. There he is. Fantastic. No, she's okay. All right, well, there he is. Let me take care of him and then I'll show you guys the skunk. All right, well, put the skunk down. We're just gonna let him expire and go check the other traps. And we'll come back for him after. All right, nothing else for day 2. Time to go back and check on that skunk. All right, here's the skunk. A lot cleaner than the one yesterday. A lot smaller too. Let's see. Now he's not clean. Oh yeah, he doesn't smell. Doesn't smell him at all. Little one. Cool. Now I'm just gonna skin him out and on to tomorrow. All right, this trap's reset. The trail camera didn't pick up the skunk last night. These trail cameras don't seem to really pick up skunks. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of their color or how slow they move. I'm not sure, but got it reset. So far in 2 days, caught 4 cats and 2 skunks. Not quite what I'm after, but hey, starting to seem like this farm has a problem with skunks and feral cats, which was already known. Not sure why I didn't catch them last year. But anyway, see you guys on day 3. All right, it's day 3. It's another 45-degree day. I'm heading out to the first 2 traps where the 3 cats were caught yesterday. And hopefully there's no more cats today. We shall see though. All right, the back trap's shut. Is there anything in it? I don't think so. No. Nope, it's shut though. Something was here. Something messed around with it. Let me get this trap reset. We'll head to the other side of the farm. All right, well, nothing else in the other traps today. I just checked the trail camera again on this back road, and again, there was a raccoon sniffing this big trap, and he didn't go in it. So, seems like we have a smarter one on our hands, but it was only 1 raccoon, which is far less activity than there was last year. We'd have multiple raccoons coming in through here throughout the night last year. With it being so warm, I figured the activity would be greater. The big buck was here again last night, the one that I had in my scope the last minute of shooting light on the last day of the season. And he got away from me because that deer was behind him. But otherwise, not nearly as much activity going on in front of these cameras as I thought there would be. I added a little more bait and scent to these 2 traps, hoping that hopefully that would entice something to come in here, but I guess we'll see. All right, day 4 of checking the traps. It's a lot colder today than it has been. It's running right at about 25 degrees, pretty windy, so it feels colder than that. It's a little bit later in the day. It's a little afternoon right now. I did some duck hunting this morning with Joey. That video may or may not be up already, I'm not sure. Got a few ducks out of it, did some jump shooting, so gonna go check the traps now. Hopefully we have something in them, and hopefully that's raccoons. Well, can't believe I'm saying this, but there's nothing in the traps. I just checked this trail camera again on these 2 traps going to this back field here, and a cat walked by last night and no raccoons. I don't know where all these raccoons are. I don't know why they're not coming through here. But I've got a few duck carcasses from last week's hunt that have been festering a bit in the warmth of the last week. So I'm gonna take 2 of them and put 1 in each of the larger traps that I have back here. And then I'm gonna put the other one on the other side of the farm where we caught all those cats the other day. And hopefully that scent will lure something in. But I haven't checked that side of the farm yet either. So those 2 traps Could be something over there. We shall see. All right, well, on the other side of the farm, and you'll never guess, but I don't know if you can see, it's another cat. Can't believe how many feral cats are out here. Getting sick of dealing with them, trying to find places for these things. But if you can tell, this area has a problem with feral cats because there's so many of them. And most of these, I haven't even like got them on my trail cameras around the area at all. So, I mean, these are just all additions to the ones I typically get on my trail cameras. Here he is. Easy, buddy. All right. Yeah, you're all right. This one's a lot more white on him than the other ones. This one might have been here for the deer carcass video. You guys saw that one. He looks a little chunky, but there he is. All right, buddy. Easy, bud. But all right, let me get him out of here. Ooh, he's got a piece of his ear bitten off too. Interesting. But yeah, let me get him out of here and I'll get this trap reset. But with that, that's it for day 4. My dad will be checking the traps for the next 2 days because I'll be working all day, so I won't be able to check them in a reasonable amount of time for these critters sitting in the cage. So I'll leave him a GoPro and he'll be updating us on the next 2 days if he catches anything. Hopefully we get some raccoons and hopefully these cats are gone.
Nothing. Door shut. Nothing. Huh, nothing in it. Door shut. Nothing in it. Huh. Hello, buddy. Reset the trap. And the other trap had nothing in it.
All right, so here's the raccoon that my dad caught yesterday. Has some nice black tip fur on there, if you can see that. Nice big heavy raccoon. Not sure if it's a boar or a sow. I think it's a boar though. But yeah, first one. It's a nice big healthy one, so. I don't know if you guys can see out there, but it snowed last night. So I'm not really expecting to see anything in the traps, but heading down there now to at least clean them all off. So I'll see you all there. All right, day 7, I'm back checking out the traps. I'm hoping that I can clear out the traps enough to keep them going for the rest of this week. But with the snow like this, the traps tend not to work real well. The trigger mechanisms either freeze, or the doors don't shut all the way because of the snow, because they melt down into the snow and they can't close all the way. Or the locking rings freeze and they don't fall all the way down. Something always happens. Figured that out 2 years ago when I was doing this. But I'm gonna try to save them. I'm gonna dig out the snow around them, take the snow off the top, try to shake them clean a bit, and hopefully we can get them going the rest of the week. Nothing much was moving on the trail cameras last night in different locations that I have a bait pile out for raccoons in different spots, so they're buried under the branches. But anyway, I'm just gonna clear out all the traps. We'll see if there's anything in them, but I'm really not expecting anything. Alright, so here's the first trap. Nothing in it, of course, but I just cleared out all the snow that's on the branches up above it, cleared out the snow beneath it, and on the sides and on top of the trap, so that when the snow does start to melt, it doesn't sink the trap down into the snow, preventing the door from closing. It doesn't freeze the trigger mechanisms to prevent it from going off. And yeah, hopefully it works. But I'm just gonna do the same for all the traps. All right, well, nothing in the traps today, but I'm not too surprised about that. Got them all cleaned up, looking good. Hopefully the trigger mechanisms don't freeze overnight. Some of them probably will, but hopefully if any animals come to the traps, they don't go to the ones that freeze. So my dad will be checking these traps again tomorrow. Hopefully we get something. See you guys then. Alright, so it's the last day of trapping. I just checked 5 of the traps and there's nothing in them. I'm just at the 6th one now, and I think there's a raccoon in it. It looks like a raccoon from this distance. First critter I've caught in this trap during these last 2 weeks. And this is one of the traps that I was expecting to catch them. But starting tonight, the weather's gonna dip down into the single digits for pretty much a week straight overnight, with a wind chill feeling like -5 or -10, something like that. And 2 days from now, they're calling for like 8, 12, 18 inches of snow. They don't really know. But either way, pulling all the traps now. This is the end of it, but I'll show you guys this raccoon. Oh yeah, it's a nice one. Big fella. He was really trying to get out of there though. Look at that. There you go. Nice big healthy raccoon. I didn't bring the Pelican out here with me. It's back at the truck because I really wasn't expecting to catch anything. But my dad's cell camera, that's probably only, I don't know, 50, 60 yards out that way, caught a raccoon last night. So got my hopes up a little bit. And I'm glad it worked out. This is what I was after. And one raccoon isn't enough to make a good deal of cooking oil. So this will definitely help. And I still have 2 more traps to check. So fingers crossed something's over there. All right, well, nothing in the last 2 traps. Gonna take these traps down, get them back to the truck, then I'll come back out here and take care of that raccoon that's in the trap over there. All right, well, here he is, the big old raccoon. This has like a blondish brown fur, completely different from the other one. The other one was way more silver. But as you can see, it's a big one, really big one. A lot of fat on him. Nice fur on him. Oh yeah, you can feel all the fat. Sweet. All right, well, that's it for my trapping season here on the farm for the year. Ended up with 5 feral cats, 2 skunks, and 2 raccoons. Quite different from last year. Last year was 4 raccoons and 2 fishers, but I also only did it for a week rather than 2. But I haven't been seeing nearly as many raccoons on the trail cameras out here as I was in past years, so maybe taking those 4 out last year actually did a number on them, I don't know. But all right, gonna get everything home, get this raccoon processed up, and I'll see you guys in the kitchen. All right, so my first step is gonna be making the raccoon grease. So I'm gonna take all the fat from the 2 raccoons, get out my cutting board, then I'm just gonna take the chunks of fat and cut them into small little cubes. That's the perfect size right there. Then I'm gonna take my crock pot and put all the fat into the crock pot. Cover it and leave it on low, cooking for about 12 hours. After that time, should be done. The oil should be separated from the chunks of fat. Little chunks of fat are edible, but I'm just gonna be tossing them. So I'm gonna get out my jars, strain out the fat chunks from the oil. From these 2 raccoons, I got 3 full jars. And then a little bit extra that I squeezed out that has a bunch of fat chunks in it that I'm gonna be using to cook the loin steaks in. So, gonna get out the cutting board again. Take my 2 raccoon loins. Then I'm just gonna cut them into small little cubes. Perfect. Cover them in a Cajun seasoning. Then I'm gonna just set them aside, turn the stovetop onto medium-high, get out my pan, put all that coon grease in the pan, and let it heat up the temperature. And once it's heated up, just gonna stick the little steak tips onto the oil. Then I'm just gonna keep flipping them every couple minutes until they're cooked all the way through to at least 165 degrees. After that time, should be done. Gonna put them onto a paper towel to absorb the extra oil. Let them cool off. And it'll be time to eat. All right, so I've got the raccoon nuggets here. I imagine they're gonna taste like steak tips. When I've had raccoon in the past, it reminded me of beef. And it kind of smells like it here, so that's what I'm expecting. But let's see how this is. Yep, tastes like a steak tip. Tastes like a steak tip, tastes like bear steak. It's a bit tougher than bear steak is. Bear steak is pretty tender, but it's small enough bites that it really doesn't matter that much. Still really good. Fat doesn't have an off-putting taste at all either. Raccoon fat can have a little bit of an off-putting smell when you're rendering it down, but the taste of it is nothing like the actual smell. Well, nice little snack to have. I've already rendered down all the fat as you guys saw, and the rest of the raccoon meat I'm gonna grind down into burger and make it into breakfast sausage. So with that, thanks for watching everyone. If you enjoyed, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.